here we go. Okay, so Lee and I here from the Thrive community are going to do some tracker analysis. So I'm going to share my screen here in a sec. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, great. Let's go through. So how did you feel like we're enjoying the videos? What were kind of your takeaways as you're getting started in the program? Or are you doing more with the audiobook?
So I did start with the audiobook, and now I've started with the videos. I feel that the videos for myself are way more like approaching. I can relate to them more. And it gives me a better understanding of the whole program as well. I can see, touch, feel, kind of very tangible.
Yes. Also, I'm going to remind you that like going over the videos again, like at the beginning, once a month, every 6 weeks, like setting a time that you go back through those first ones, you get more and more and more out of it every time you go through it. It's like learning a language, and then you go back to the basic grammar, and it makes so much more sense.
Definitely.
As you're doing it.
Definitely. It's like reading a book. You reread it, and then you learn way more the next time.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you hear some of the people in the group talk, how many people have done To Be Twice? You hear they're like, oh, all the things I wish I understood the first time. And everybody has to have a first time. You have to have that first time of hearing it and kind of think you get it, and then go back and watch it again. Like, oh, now I see.
Definitely.
Okay, great. So let's start with breakfast. So is this your new kind of consistent breakfast?
So it just switch between either a yogurt and fruits with like they actually, I know Ilana doesn't say you must have dried fruit, but we actually have in South Africa, we have, they're from Woolies. It's like a frozen fruit. So it's basically equivalent to a half an apple. And then I have a bit of oats, with maybe even a quarter cup of oats, just depending on how I'm feeling in the morning. Sorry?
Not cooked oats, like raw oats, like a muesli, right?
No. Cooked oats, and so it would have the water in. Cooked oats, and then I have 100 grams of yogurt with like 5 nuts and that half or I switch between 2 eggs and vegetables, just depending on how I feel that day.
So I know the yogurt where you are isn't high protein, right? We talked about that last time.
No. Yeah, I have to find the high protein yogurts.
So if they haven't found it, then I would suggest maybe figuring something out with that breakfast, because I bet it does not keep you as full as when you have the eggs, right?
Definitely.
So
I actually feel more after my yogurt.
You feel more full from your yogurt?
Hungry after my yogurt. It like sparks
because there's all the lactose there and not enough protein. So I would try maybe cottage cheese instead, which has 4 times as much protein. It's the same as a high protein yogurt, or even getting like a protein powder, and making a smoothie with the oats. I think you're going to be a lot more full, and having more protein earlier in the day stabilizes blood sugar for the entire day.
Okay, great. So I'll try. Okay, and then that day I actually went to the doctor. I wasn't feeling so well, and then so we have these quinoa chips in South Africa. I don't know that I don't know how to, because I haven't yet calculated on all the kilojoules and calories and so on.
No problem.
I'm not great. So I'm sure they're not 100% great. I mean, they're vegan and better than normal chips. But I was feeling hungry.
A screenshot of them, you can ask me anytime. I'll put it in the group.
Okay, perfect. I don't have them at home at the moment, but when I do have them again. But they, for 28 grams, it was 558 calories.
Great.
Kilojoules, sorry. Is that a lot?
A kilojoule, isn't it the same thing as a calorie?
So a kilojoule, you'd have to divide by 4 to get to a calorie.
Okay, and how many kilojoules was it?
558.
Okay, so it's like a little, it's like 180 calories. It's a big, you know, it's a big FFC. I would say maybe a half a serving would be better.
Okay, perfect. And then I had whole wheat noodles that day with a little bit of soy sauce. So I don't know if you've ever heard of a ramen.
Hold on, we're not on the same page. I'm looking at a page that says cucumber, tomato, red pepper salad with beef shawarma. 11-1. 111. I'm at 111.
No problem. Okay. So I had that, a salad, just a normal salad, and then beef shawarma, just the meat. It was like a shawarma salad with a little bit of salad dressing. So that was great. And then that day I didn't have a snack. That night.
FFC at lunch that day. And you see that then you had a dessert at dinner. And that's interesting to play with and see if you actually have an FFC at lunch. Do you still want the treat at night, or are you or does it work just as well having it after lunch?
Yeah, you see, I should, yeah, so I was hungry after dinner. So I obviously didn't eat it today.
So again, like you can just have seconds at dinner, but also sometimes it's residual, like just the letting off steam from the day.
Yes.
Like letting off steam from the day hunger.
Yeah, 100%. How is a block of dark chocolate? 85%.
So first of all, it's great. It's an amazing choice. And try, track, and see in terms of, it should still work for your weight loss. Everyone's a little different, but one block should actually still work. And it's a great choice. It's high in antioxidants, low in sugar. Yes. It's a fantastic choice.
Okay, great. And then, so I had also with regard to those Woolies dried, frozen dried fruit, I had 4 strawberries of the frozen dried fruit.
Right. So again, it's not such a big deal, but I would say it's definitely better. Experiment when you have a carb at lunch if you just don't feel like that same need.
Okay. Definitely, I'll do that.
The next day, you had the yogurt and the apple again, and you see that it's just not like a filling enough breakfast.
Yeah.
Because then you have the
yeah. And then that day I wasn't feeling great, and I went on an antibiotic. So it also made me like very bloated and not myself.
So here's but the best thing to do is, do you crave salty when you're not feeling good?
I'm more of a savory person than a sweet person, to be honest. So, like I would crave my biltong or like a soya or something like that more than actual piece of cake.
Look here, what you have. Look what's at the stake. The quinoa chips, which are for sure salty, soy sauce, and chili bites, the Bitlong. So first of all, these are all, like you said, healthy choices, but now I want you to start creating a connection in your mind when you get that salty craving. Oh, salty is stress. Salty means I want to choose my salt over veggies instead of over carbs. And just making that little switch will help you retain less water, because why do you feel also bloated not just from the antibiotics, even though antibiotics can bloat you because it changes the bacteria in your stomach. But if your go-to is salt and carbs, then you're triple bloating because the carbs make you retain water and the salt makes you retain water. So you're like tripling down on the not feeling good. And it's actually really natural. It's like, think about like a live wire, and like it likes to be insulated, right? So a lot of times when we feel pain or discomfort, we want to numb it. We want to insulate it.
Yeah. So true. But what would you say, like if you are craving the saltiness, what would you have then?
So maybe,
you know what I mean?
Take that same sauce and do it over a whole bag of frozen broccoli and some diced bell pepper, and just use a low sodium soy sauce.
Edamame beans?
Edamame is a protein, but a great option. Edamame is a great salty option. I'm making a salad and adding some pickles and olives.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Maybe
that's great.
Smoked salmon, you know, on cucumber with some, you know, cottage cheese, and like going salty, but then knowing that you're doing it in a way that's like veggies most, and drinking extra water. And also, if you like salty, sometimes seltzer bubbly water can also help because of the sodium in the bubbly water. Not only then like you're using it, but for good. Like you're saying, oh, okay, I'm gonna have pickles, but I'm gonna do it with lots of like hearts of palm and baby corn and maybe more canned veggies, which are higher in salt, but at least you're balancing it with the fact that they're vegetables with a huge amount of water content.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like if I get I don't know my limits. That's my thing. My biltong, my chili bats, like I love that. They're delicious. And you can see on my next page, I know I'm skipping a bit, from that next morning when I wake up, I was already 500 grams heavier.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but the next day I lost it again, but still, like.
And you still had the quinoa
for
chips.
Me, yeah, the quinoa chips, or even I make kale chips, which are also yummy in the oven.
And here you had the quinoa chips, but you skipped the pasta. And look how many more vegetables you had. You had meat, but you were veggies most.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Exactly.
So, okay, great. So,
and you even had the biltong again at night, but you were still veggies most with it.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So hold on and affirm that for a second. What works? It's totally okay to want your comfort salty food, but a to-be mindset is I want to be veggies most, and I want to use it to accessorize my veggies and just make them sexier. To me, it's not feeling good.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a vicious cycle. So you're not feeling good because you're on antibiotics, then you eat like you're still healthy, but you're not eating 100% healthy, you know, and you're going with bigger, heavier food choices, and then you feel horrible anyway, you know what I mean? So to me, it's just stick to your guns, you know, stick to what you know, what makes you feel good. Even when you're not feeling good, you should just stick to it. So afterwards, you're not actually feeling bad, because the next day when I saw I was 500 grams heavier, I didn't feel good and I felt unmotivated. So it just gets you in this vicious cycle.
And it's better like to think about, it's like a detour, right? It's like, oh, okay, I had this circumstance happen. Now I'm on antibiotics. I'm not feeling good. Or I'm moving. I'm stressed. I don't feel good. I had a fight with my husband. I don't feel good. My kids are driving me up a wall. I don't feel good. It's, do I mirror how I'm feeling right now in my food? Or do I choose to go take a detour right back to feeling good and like eat the way I want to feel.
Yeah, that's it. That's so true. That's so true. I mean, the next day, so I ate better the next day, and then I was already down.
100%. And you saw that you could still do it. And then you ate even better the next day.
Yeah, that's it. So actually, so I actually went to Woolies. I don't know if you know Woolworths. Are you familiar with it?
I'm not, but I will be by the time
it's the best. No, it's the best thing. I'm going to miss it the most when I make alia. But it's very healthy. You get your vegetables are like beautiful there. They're amazing. You can also eat at the restaurant there. So we actually I went to the embassy to get my passport, the Israeli embassy, but they didn't give it to me yet. I have to send it to Israel and so on. So we just went for a quick lunch afterwards, and they had poached egg, some avo, a bit of kale chip, and asparagus, which was delicious. And then I just had a cabbage salad on the side. And that's the same day.
Yes. And then that was also even more of a weight loss day.
Yeah. So even when you're going out for lunch, you can choose those healthier choices, and they're delicious, to be honest. It's not like you're missing out. It was delicious. It was filling.
That you didn't need your chocolate and your strawberries this night.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Okay, the next day, hold on, where's the next day? The next day, yeah.
This was Friday.
Exiting. Yeah, Friday.
That one.
Right, yeah, 2 eggs, mushroom, onion, and roast tomato.
Yeah, so I didn't fill in my things so well. I can't even remember what I had for lunch.
Okay, that's okay. But again, you look back and you just remind yourself, what do I need to do? Like, what do I need to do to like have a backup for when a day gets away from me? Because you're moving and there's a lot of stress. And like,
there's so much.
Away.
To be honest.
There's so much going on.
To be honest, much going on. There's so much stress. There's hurdles at every angle at the moment. So, but it's amazing that I can be in control of one thing, my eating, and it's a good thing.
So what about there is a ritual like around your bedtime where like no matter what happened that day, you at least close the day. Like the day is not over until it's tracked, and set an alarm in your phone, or like a reminder, like, and have it be a nice reminder, like, how was your day today? Did you track it? Like something nice and loving and compassionate, and being like, I know you were busy today. Make sure you track. That in case the day gets away from you, there's always another chance.
Yeah, no, 100%. Friday, it ended off quite nice. So we had a Shabbos dinner just at home. I mean, we don't even have furniture at the moment. We basically, what I'm sitting on is the TV stand, with we don't even have a couch or whatever. So we're all sitting, me, my husband, and my child were on the floor, eating our Shabbos dinner. And then, but it's special in a way. It it gets you down to earth, And then we went for a walk. My son loves, he's 2 and he loves his walks on a Friday night. So we went for a quick walk, maybe a half an hour. And it just ended off very nicely Friday night.
Great.
Then Saturday, completely ravenous. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was stress. I don't know what happened. But I ate normally. I don't think I ate breakfast. I can't even remember. I had my coffee. Breakfast, I'm not sure of. I could have had a fruit actually. And then lunch. This also my day because I didn't have breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that's most probably. And then salad. I mean lunch. I had salad and a lamb kebab. And then snack. I had a frozen yogurt, also from Woolies, but I'm actually not sure of visuals and so on. And then also Slimmers chips. So what they have is Slimmers chips is like it's a grain. It's either a quinoa or can't even think, chickpeas or whatever, and it's under their slimmest range, which is their fat-free range almost.
Right.
I think it is a healthier choice. So I had that as well, and then that night I was at my mom's, so they were getting takeaway. So I ordered a salad, and my husband was having pizza. So I had a salad and 2 slices of pizza and 1 slice of focaccia. So it wasn't the best, but
at least you had the salad first.
Yes, exactly. That was it. And then
how big was the focaccia? How big was it?
It's little, like a little piece.
It was a little piece, exactly. So really not so bad. The one big takeaway here is to get consistency on Shabbos and to start to think ahead and have a morning ritual. Shabbos, because it's so full of food rituals, the thing is like to get fearful of them. But actually, if you lean into it and you create your own Saturday night and Saturday morning ritual, it actually makes the whole Shabbos then feel complete. Instead of, I have this big meal, that's the ritual, and the rest of the day is lost.
Yeah. True. And I also need to just do more meal prep for a Saturday. Like I do lunch, obviously, Friday night dinner and Shabbos lunch, but I don't actually prep for breakfast, which is a big issue. Because then it sets my day.
You're having a heavier lunch and usually eating a little bit earlier. So like plan a good breakfast for yourself, like, you know, making some cottage cheese, or also Alana's recipe for the yogurt bagels is amazing.
Okay.
So like I make that dough and you make it into bagels, and then you can have it with like some lox and some veggies on the side, and it's high protein with a little cream cheese, and it's a lighter FFC in the morning, and then also you feel more, you're not going to have this same snack issue. Like you'll have it, but you'll also make sure that you have veggies on the side of it. And keep remembering that every eating opportunity after breakfast is veggies most. Water first and veggies most. And that's something I would elevate your tracker with going forward, is where am I in my water before I start my meal? Like when you track a meal, was I already 2 liters? Was I 1 liter before I started my meal? Did I drink 16 ounces before I eat? 16 ounces when you sit down to eat is a really important part of feeling the right level of fullness and satisfaction and calm.
Yeah, like I'm good with my water in the morning. Like I know I do have a lot of water in the morning, and then throughout the day I have. But with sitting with my meals, I lack a little bit with that. So I need to focus on that.
And remember, it's not a focus on did I do it or didn't I do it. All or nothing is just nothing. It's okay, I drank 8 ounces before my meal instead of 16 ounces. Maybe I got 4 ounces before the meal. Like, and that way you can improve.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
great.
And then, even with that though, you stayed the same. It wasn't a gain.
Not where the next day, so I was actually down 200 grams the next day. So
wow.
So I was actually down 400 grams. Sorry. But I didn't weigh myself, obviously. So it could have been
sure.
But also I walked on Shabbat, Friday night, Saturday as well. So I got my exercise in as well, which I'm also lacking at the moment because my day is so
proud of you for tracking your steps. Like, just like we talked about, like everything is the win.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm tracking my steps, not every day. I think more or less I go on the 5,000 upwards. So it's never lower really than 5,000. But some days are 10,000, you know, but I need to obviously set that up and make it a goal as well.
But again, like, you know, you're doing a lot of things. So like knowing you have it's always good to have big goals. I want to get to 10, but you can also raise your minimum. Not just 5,000, 5,100 this week. That's my minimum. Okay. 5,200 is my minimum. It doesn't always have to be about raising the maximum and failing.
Yeah.
It can be about raising the minimum a tiny bit.
Yes. Okay, perfect. That's great. So then yesterday,
tracking the water.
this is my issue. I don't track. I got a liter bottle. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah,
with a straw, actually.
Yay!
Like that, but I drink a fortune. I just forget to track it, and then I'm like, what bottle?
You could try a rubber band on your bottle with a paper clip, and like people just make 4 marks or 5 marks on the rubber band, and just move the paper clip each time they refill.
Okay, fine, and then write it down.
Get curious about what funny, silly way you're gonna find to track the water. So I find tracking it by meals is helpful. I want to be 2 by breakfast, 2 by lunch, 2 by dinner. Gets me to 6.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, fine. I need to focus on that as well. Okay, fine. So yesterday I had 2 eggs for breakfast and a quarter avocado with, I actually didn't write this down, but with lemon juice and salt and pepper.
Yeah. But you were missing your carb.
I know. This is my problem. I always miss my carb at breakfast. I don't know what to, like. I don't feel like toast. I don't feel like cracker bread. I don't know what to.
Well, there's nothing. I don't know what to eat. Doing the oatmeal you were having between 1/4 of a cup and 1/2 a cup.
Yeah. Okay.
Or fruit. What's wrong with fruit? You like fruit. Yeah. You just eat it as a treat at night. Why not in the morning?
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, fine. Lychees. How many lychees is considered one fruit?
You know, what's it called? Generally, you want like your FFC to be around 100 calories. So just Google how many lychees in 100 calories. Between 80 and 150. So like.
Fine. And then I had halloumi salad, and then my husband had a pizza again. So I just had a slice.
And you had only 1 slice instead of 2, which is great progress.
Exactly. And then I came home, I was actually starving. So I made kale chips in the oven with a little bit of olive oil, tiny bit.
One thing I'm going to pick on you for, we don't use the word starving, because if you've eaten, you're not starving. If you've eaten twice, you're not even fasting.
Okay.
You're just hungry.
I was hungry when I got home. I made kale chips. And then for dinner, I had a kebab with a half basmati rice. Okay, I had carbs here, and it was basmati rice, so it's white rice.
Right.
So
why you see that when you skip the carb earlier in the day, it shows up at dinner. So just remind yourself, I'm skipping it now, but I never end up skipping it. So
yes.
Just keep working on finding ones you're excited about having in the morning. And if you have them at dinner, try to keep it more to a taste. A spoon of rice instead of a 1/2 cup of rice at dinner. Just because you know you don't really need it. It's more a reaction to the energy you didn't have all day.
Definitely. And the thing is, I also want to try the cauliflower rice. It sounds amazing. So I'm a big rice fan. It's not good for my body, I know, because I already put on weight this morning.
Yeah.
The rice. Like I didn't eat badly yesterday, and I had that rice because I also made a baby marrow soup with onion and a bit of grated tomato and some chicken stock. So the chicken stock is vegan, organic chicken stock, so it's not that bad. But yeah, this morning I was weighing 63.4, so I had put on 400 grams.
And you know that salt, like you just know like that salt and water retention, and you do exactly what you did last time, and today your veggies most, and it will come straight off. So 2 points to work on for the coming week: tracking water and getting a more consistent breakfast. And I really urge you to look through some of the breakfast recipes in the To Be Mindset and the To Be Mindset membership. And look for some that are already set up successfully in terms of proportion, and play around with it. Also, if I saw you have collagen, because I saw you put in your coffee one day, that you can make a great protein smoothie with.
Yeah, I have collagen every day. So
So again, but
yeah,
maybe
actually,
you track it every day.
so I'm not tracking it every day, but I do have my coffee and collagen every day at like 8 o'clock. And then I'm not even hungry till about 10 o'clock. Like it actually keeps me full.
Because it has a
And then
lot of protein in it. It has protein in it. So that's also why you really want to track it. And you also want to track how many coffees you're having. It's not like in To Be Mindset, there's nothing free. Not even veggies are free because everything affects you. And since this isn't a diet, you want to know what did I have and how does it affect me?
Definitely. Okay, great. So I mostly only have my one coffee. Sometimes I have a coffee during the day, but not really. But I will track that.
Yeah. Also, you're going to see if it affects your anxiety. I know when I have too much caffeine, like it makes me more stressed. And then it also affects my eating. And if I don't track that, then I'm like, why was I like so snacky? Oh, I was tired and I was in denial and overdoing the coffee.
Yeah, I find if I have a coffee from home, I'm fine. But if I have a coffee from a restaurant or a coffee place, it makes me very anxious and it actually takes away my appetite. So it makes me feel worse. I'm anxious and I haven't eaten. So I'm very like shaky and whatever. So I try not to have from coffee places.
Yes, probably because they make it a lot stronger.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. So thank you so much. I'm gonna stop the recording, guys. So thank you, Lee, for letting us look at your trackers and get some insight to inspire us. And then we'll kind of go over some personal things off the recording. Thank you. Hold on.